Launch your projects, access templates, and your audio settings easier, a new audio engine, an easier workflow in the timeline, plus a new way to use your computer keyboard as a MIDI keyboard on the fly. In this video, I'm looking at some of the new updates in Tracktion Waveform 11.5 Free and Pro because they're both the same core program, so this applies to both. I'm Zane, welcome to Audio Tech TV, where it's my goal to help you unleash your creative beast by providing easy to follow audio tech tips, tutorials, and reviews. And if you want to check out more info on Waveform, or maybe you want to download it for yourself, I've included a link down in the description so you can head down there and get that. But right now, let's jump in. All right, so Tracktion Waveform 11.5 includes a bunch of small updates, bug fixes, and behind the scenes types of things. Plus, there's some things that you're going to notice right away, and that's what I'm going to look at. When you first open Waveform 11.5, you're likely going to be asked if you want to continue to use the new audio engine or if you want to go with the old one. Now, the new engine has been optimized for lower latency and better performance, so definitely go with this one. If for some reason your computer doesn't like it, you can always go back and change it to the old one later, but give the new one a try. Now, the next thing that you're going to notice is when you open Tracktion Waveform, you're going to be greeted with the new welcome screen, which makes it a little bit easier for you to launch your projects from the recent edits over here. You can access your project templates right in the center here, and you have your news feed over here, plus training videos. And you can easily open up a new project by clicking there. Browse all of your projects, which brings you to the old project screen, which is what we used to see when we first opened Tracktion Waveform. So don't worry, you still have access to that projects page if you like that. Personally, I do like the projects page, but I think this welcome screen is going to be nice for people just getting into the DAW for the first time. It really is going to ease them into the workflow here. And if you don't ever want to see this welcome screen again when you open it up, you can easily go into Settings, then go to General, and then you can go to this Startup area here. And if you click right there, you have some options for how you want to open Waveform. So I'm going to select Projects, and now the next time that I open Waveform, it's going to go directly to this page here. All right, and another change that's pretty cool is you can now have favorite plugins. You can see that there's a favorite plugin list over here, and this is in the Settings Plugins tab. And to put your plugins over there, whatever your favorite might be. Let's see, I like this one here. I can just drag it over. And now when you go to add a plugin by right-clicking over here, you can see this has changed too. It says Add Plugin to the left. But when you click on that, you'll also notice that the way the plugins are organized is different, but I'll get to that in just a bit. But you'll notice that you have favorites at the top here, and all of your favorites are going to be in there, so you can easily access those plugins that you use often. And if you use this to add plugins, you just right click on this gray plus sign here, and it brings up this window. All of your favorite plugins are going to be at the top, so you can see my 3 plugins that I use right there, they're at the top. And if I added more, it's just going to continue going here. So you can easily just drag and drop that into your project. All right, so now back to the sorting of plugins. You're going to notice when you right click, add plugins, it's now sorting them by manufacturer by default. So you might like this, maybe you don't. If you don't, you can go to Settings, and then down here it says Plugin Sorting. Click on that, and you can go back to disk location, or you can choose category if you want. I like the disk location. I kind of had folders set up for mine, so now when we right click, it's back to the old way that it used to be set up, where it was folder location, and you can see you still have your favorites at the top here, which is nice. So you do have options for how your plugins are sorted, and you can choose whichever one works best for your workflow. Now, another cool feature that can speed up things with your workflow is you can now right click on any open area of a track here where there's nothing, there's no clip or anything. So if I right click here, I can now insert a MIDI clip or any other clip in there. I can open it up and start editing MIDI if I want. instead of just dragging that down into here and then selecting. Just makes things a little bit quicker. All right, another new timeline feature is that you can click and drag over sections like this. And now I can right click on it and I can choose heal. And you can see now it's made it into one clip. So that's kind of a neat new feature right there. But also you can highlight this section and then right click. Now I can set loop to marked region. So I can easily set my loop markers right here, which is great if you want to do some loop playback right there, or maybe you want to do some punch recording in that section. It just makes things a little bit easier to set your loop regions. And like you noticed there, when I right click, you can see there's cut, copy, crop, ripple, delete. There's a lot of new right click menus. You can right click up here and see new menus up in there. So there's some right click menus or context menus, if you want to call them that. And they're all over the place now in Tracktion. And here's another new feature that's pretty cool. It's the new virtual MIDI keyboard. So there's a couple of ways you can access this. If you have the screen like this, which a lot of people like to work with, you just click on this little icon right here, and it's going to bring this Midi Typing window up. Then you just press caps lock on your computer keyboard, and you can now use your computer keyboard as a MIDI keyboard. And you can change the octave by using the Z and X button. So Z lowers the octave and X increases the octave. And if you want to change any of the key configurations, you can click on this little gear icon and then you can change the keys up in here. And the other way to access that, if you have this open, you can just go to View and then you would go to Show MIDI Typing. And that brings up the same window. It's a lot nicer than the virtual keyboard that we used to use. So that's a very welcome added new feature. So those were just some of the bigger updates that you're going to notice when you're using Waveform. But like I said, there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff like bug fixes and things that made the program a lot more stable, and it's made it a lot more optimized for your computer. And I'll be doing some videos going deeper on individual things in the future. And if you want to check out some more Tracktion Waveform videos, click up here. Or click down here to see what YouTube recommends. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thank you so much for watching. For Audio Tech TV, I'm Zane. Keep creating, and we'll talk soon.